What's up, tricksters and tricksetters from the second YouTube channel? Today, we have another tier 3 sub VOD review on my Discord server. On the table, we have Venue. That is a Diamond 1 player. Kinda stuck in Diamond 1, to be honest. And he says, I play since episode 6, Act 3. He's actually not stuck, sorry. That was my observation. So, we have a Reyna, Diamond 1, on Breeze. He says that his peak is Diamond 1 and he started playing Valorant in episode 6 act 3, which is kind of good. Like basically in 2 or 3 acts he got into Diamond 1. Not bad. My biggest problem is inconsistency and decision making. My stats on Tracker GG get worse every day and I don't know how to fix this. First of all, inconsistency doesn't exist in Valorant. Like you can be mechanically inconsistent, but every other aspect of your gameplay, strategies, tactics, economy management, angle holding, engagements that you take, team play, all of that can be brought to 100% levels of consistency as long as you have a good focus in the game. That's why I don't recommend you to play, I don't know, 9 matches in a row. How the fuck are you gonna have a good focus between a match 1 and match 9? Impossible. 3-5 games in a gaming session, go to the gym, fuck some bitches, fuck some guys, I don't know if you're a girl, you know, and come back to Valorant. Like, don't play too much. Now, my stats on Tracker GG gets worse every day. Who the fuck cares? Bro, usually when I reach Radiant on my main account, I have like 140 ADR, 1.1 or 1.05 KD, 18% overall headshot ratio, win rate 55, 54%. Like you should never be obsessed by your statistics on tracker.gg, because Tracker doesn't tell you a lot of the things about your gameplay. Number one thing that Tracker doesn't tell you: how good you slept that day. Did you do the proper face routine? Did you brush your teeth? Did you wake up on a wrong foot that day, maybe? Maybe it was not your day. Maybe you should have stopped playing it after the first match. Maybe your father was beating the shit out of you. And then you couldn't play Valorant properly. So there's a lot of things that Tracker doesn't tell you. And that is why I always recommend the players that I coach to build up a data tracking document for themselves. That is far better and far more beneficial for your long-term improvement than actually looking at tracker.gg. Now, what is a data tracking document? So basically, you build up a Google document where you track every single match that you play. You post the VODs of every single match day, and you track, did you take the right pills that day? The pills for ADHD. How well you slept? When did you play the game? When do you perform the best? Like, basically, I always force the players that I coach to build up this document, because that document can truly tell you when you perform the best, what are the real reasons of your underperformance, and what you can do to actually fix that. For an example, I perform significantly worse when I'm changing my equipment. Like basically today I got a new mouse. We started unranked to ISO series. My aim is like shit, so I need like 21 days to get adjusted to this mouse, or maybe 7 days. Done. Maybe I change my sensitivity. Maybe also when I play very, very bad is when I eat some sugars before the stream and before my games. Like sugar kind of makes me rage more and makes me less disciplined. And that is why on my streams you will always see me drink coffee, Pepsi Max, and chewing the gums. I never eat anything else on streams, because I've noticed that if I eat any high calorie shit while playing Valorant, I turn into an angry monkey. Really fucking angry gorilla. And so that's why, don't be obsessed by these statistics. Like, essentially, there are some norms that you want to follow, but it is completely normal. Like, mechanically, you're gonna perform sometimes better, worse. Generally speaking, the amount of kills that you take, it doesn't really matter that much. Like, the only thing that matters is how many rounds you clutch, how many rounds you win for your team, how many impact frags you actually have, and reducing the amount of pointless deaths. And as long as you can keep around 20 to 25% headshot ratio with Vandal and Phantom, that means that you're capable of becoming a Radiant player. Done. Nothing else is necessary. Like essentially, let's look at the tracker for an example of this guy. Like he is Diamond 1. Peak is Diamond 1 in the last act. He started playing the game. In episode 6 act 1 he was Silver. And in just 3 acts he went from Silver all the way to Diamond 1. Which is really good improvement, to be honest. But the main problem here that we see is that he is playing a wrong agent to improve faster in Valorant. Like, yes, Reyna is fun in games, up to some point. Up to the point where your mechanical skill is far superior compared to the players that you're playing against. So probably you're coming from the Counter-Strike background or some other background, or you're just a very young player that is, you know, naturally having reaction time faster than anyone else. And essentially, yes, Reyna carried you to Diamond 1. But now, it's time for you to develop your brain cells. Time to move in different directions. Like, Reyna only teaches you the mechanics of this game. Absolutely nothing else. Like, angle holding, engagements, how you should aim, use different guns, and that's it. Strategies don't exist. Tactics don't exist. Like, outplays don't exist. Game knowledge. Nothing, basically. So, now is the right time for you to pick some agent that actually requires some brain cells so that you can develop your game knowledge and your decision making to higher levels. Like, Reyna is not gonna teach you proper decision making. Like, that's why you spend this whole act in Platinum 2. So let's see which agent he mains. He is maining, you see, this is exactly what I'm speaking about. Like, he's maining Raze, Reyna, Sky. Well, first of all, we need, like, up to Immortal 3. You should always have some main character. Like, usually up to Immortal 3, I recommend players, like, you want to completely master 2 agents and have 2 additional agents as an alternative pick. Now, preferably, it would be good if all 4 agents are from the same category of the agents, you know, like pop flash agents, agents with movement abilities and so on, but you don't need to do that. Sometimes it's fine to have alternative picks that are not within the same group. So for an example, what I would do with you is probably, like, I would put you on Raze as a main character and Jet as well. Why not? Like, even though your statistics are horrible with Jet, Jet is going to teach you a lot about the proper decision making in Valorant. And then, as 2 secondary picks, we have Sky and Omen. Perfect combination. Like, you're going to be put in every single possible scenario in this game, and in 2 months from now, you will grow 10 times faster than spamming this stupid character here, or God forbid, playing ISO, essentially. Like, ISO, Deadlock, and Reyna, in my opinion, are the worst agents that you can pick, like, below Immortal 3. If you truly want to develop yourself as a player in Valorant. Like, if I was only maining Jet, or Reyna, or some agent like that, I would have never understood how to properly play this game and how to properly grind, essentially. Like what this truly means to, you know, rank up in Valorant. Like, Omen had a huge impact on my mentality and a huge impact on my mindset in the game and game decisions and overall game awareness. There's a comment in the chat. I really enjoy Gecko. Bad choice. No, Gecko is fine also. Gecko is, you know, can teach you a lot about proper decision making, proper taking of the space, and essentially, like, he's good. What about the Chamber? Great agent. Not bad. Especially after the recent buffs. Like, I feel Chamber is back in the A tier category. Like, currently, my top 5 picks for players improvement is, like, Omen, Jet, Raze, Chamber, and Phoenix. Like, these 5 agents are absolutely the best. And then, like, you know, I would pick some alternative picks such as Cypher, Killjoy, Sky, depending on, you know, maps and depending what is your playstyle as a player and what you personally prefer. So, generally speaking, man, like, stop feeling so much. You know, stop playing Viper, even though you find some success with Viper and Killjoy. With Killjoy, you're actually good. He has the best KD with Killjoy. But fuck this shit. You know, let's pick 4 agents that you completely master and let's roll with them. Like on my Discord server, you have the Jet playbook, Omen playbook, Raze playbook. Use it. You got a tier 3 sub on my Discord. You have the access to the playbook. Download the videos. Watch them. And try to implement everything from these videos. Like essentially, those 4 agents, including the Sky, I feel they're going to be great for your grind. Like it doesn't make sense for you to play anything else based on these statistics right now. I'm really surprised that you're hardstuck in this Platinum 2 Diamond 1 elo, even though you're... I mean, I'm not surprised, actually. Like, this is the classic statistic of someone that means Reyna. Like, Reyna has the same problem as ISO and Deadlock. Like, there's a lot of scenarios that are simply out of your control, and if you don't kill the enemy, you're simply going to lose the round. Like, essentially, there is no outplay potential at all. And in the lobbies below, I mean, generally in Valorant, if you're grinding solo queue, like if you're not duo queue or triple stack or something like that, you need to play something that is extremely adaptive. Like some agent that can react to multiple different scenarios, like no matter if you're 1 versus 5, 1 versus 9, 1 versus 3, like you can play enormous amount of rounds and enormous amount of scenarios to the perfection. Right now, Omen and Raze are the only true like S tier agents in the game, and they can play a lot of fucking scenarios. Like literally, in every round you're useful. In every round you can clutch up. Even if you're eco and halberd with a shorty, you can take a kill, take the gun. Like these 2 agents right now are demons, basically, for solo queue grind and players improvement. Jet is there, still, top of the A tier, and Chamber and Phoenix are, crawling up. This is great statistics for a Diamond 1 player. Like, I mean, probably if you put in this act, if you put in like, I don't know, what the fuck is this? If you put in like, the same amount of hours, probably you're gonna reach like Ascendant 1, but your progress is gonna be very, very slow if you stick to these agent choices. Like with the Raze, you're performing really well. Like 1.19 KD, 160 ADR. Like fuck the Reyna, man. Fuck it, bro. And don't fill. If you already find something that's working for you, why change it? If Raze, Reyna, Sky, Omen are working for, play them. Like depending on the maps and depending on the team composition. Why changing in the agent? Why filling? It's stupid. Let's see the maps. Oh, Ascent not working at all, huh? The problem of Ascent in the elo where you play, I feel that in the lobbies below Immortal 3, you're going to find far more success on Ascent with someone like Chamber, Omen, Jet, rather than playing Raze and Sky and these type of picks. The reason for that is like on Ascent, if you have teammates that are giving you bad smokes and teammates that have no idea what to do, it's, with a Raze, you're gonna settle in, end up alone in some kind of a 1 versus 3 scenario, die, and your teammates won't follow you in. Like, your teammates are gonna be dying on mid quite a lot. Like, usually when I coach the players, I recommend them to play, if you already enjoy Omen, of course, pick Omen on Ascent. Or pick the Chamber, or something that is self-sustainable. Like, Raze on Ascent is not really the best pick in my opinion, even though you won 4 matches and lost 2. Nada. On Sunset, you have no idea what you're playing. In this elo, on Sunset, I would actually recommend you, but to probably roll with a Raze. Raze and Sky. Fuck the Jet on this map, like, it's a deathmatch map. And fuck the Omen in this elo, to be honest. Like with Omen, you're not gonna find any success on Sunset. Sky and Raze, like, master those 2 agents. On Breeze, yes, unfortunately, sometimes you need to fill in the Viper. If you don't have Viper on Breeze, you're fucked. And on Breeze, in this elo, Jet is like probably the S tier agent still. Like on Breeze, Jet is monster. Or Chamber as well. I don't know. Chamber probably doesn't suit your aggressive playstyle that much. Lotus, Sky, and Raze, good picks. Split, Sky, and Reyna. My dude is playing Sky and Reyna on Split. Bro, pick that Jet. Pick that, like, Raze. Pick the Omen. Like, on Split. If you don't have at least 60 to 70% win rate in ranked solo queue, bro, in the lobbies below Immortal 3, you're either playing agent that simply cannot carry on that map successfully, and you're just relying on your teammates, or you really have no idea how to play that map. Like, Split is one of the easiest maps to essentially carry. Split and Bind. Split, Bind, and Icebox, actually. On Bind, beside Raze, I would easily recommend you to play Omen and just watch the rank playbook. Like, basically, you know, you're a tier 3 Discord sub right now. You have the, here in the agents guides, up there, you have the access to the full playbook of Omen. I cover the map completely with Omen. You know, just replicate everything. 60-70% win rate minimum. Haven, Raze, and Reyna. Yeah, I mean, those picks are fine on Haven. To be honest, like, on Haven you can play Raze, Reyna, Omen, Jet, whatever you prefer. Like, if you're already finding success with Reyna and Raze, keep doing you. But today we have the Breeze. Okay. Yeah, you truly don't have an agent that is like your main character. Like, you're switching between the characters a lot. Like, in this elo, you really need to have like 2 agents that you're like, bro, I'm gonna insta-log this shit. I'm gonna carry the crap out of my teammates and be done with it. You know? Like, done. Like team compositions up to Immortal 3 don't matter at all. As long as you have a controller that is good on that map, you can carry that map with, you know, carry agents such as Raze, Omen, Jet, etc, etc. Headshot ratio is fine as we already saw. Vandal primary weapon, not bad. Shorty, yeah, it's there. Judge is there as well. Okay, I love the versatility. One thing that bro, how are you playing Breeze without playing Operator? Like, literally, when you see me play Breeze, you'll see that I have the Operator on every agent, on both attack and defense sometimes. Like, it's so easy on that map to just snipe the enemies, delete one enemy, and just, you know, Dunzo. Like Operator is a weapon that you need to master in Valorant. Like, it's literally an elo stick. Same as, for an example, how you need to master like the Stinger. You need to master using the Shorty, Vandal or Phantom, and Sheriff and Classic. Like these weapons in Valorant, like, you need to understand how to use and when to use them, essentially. Like, also, I can see that you prefer Spectre over Stinger. Are you crazy, man? Like, Stinger is better in every possible term, except that Spectre is maybe slightly better in anti-eco rounds. But when you win anti-eco round with a Spectre, and you come in a bonus round with a Spectre, you're fucked, basically. Like it's 10 times harder to trade yourself for the kills, and that's it. Artiverga, thank you a lot for the Prime Gaming sub, and thank you for scamming Jeff Desert, brother. Mwah! Much love, man. Okay, he's good in full by round, semis, pistols, and ecos. Like, so and so, huh? So and so. Very good tracker. Very good. Dude, this is a tracker of a player that, you know, if this guy just puts in like another, I don't know, 200 hours in an act, I feel that you can reach Ascendant 1 easily, basically. But the problem is, like, why waste so much time when you can make your improvement much faster and much more beneficial for you? Like, usually, you know, when players that are playing Reyna, you know, come into my session, into my 1 month coaching, the first thing that I try to decide in the first session in 1 month coaching is like, which agent should you play? Like, basically, and majority of players, it's either like Jet, Omen, Raze, Phoenix, and that's it, basically. Like 80% of the players that I've coached in the last 3.5 years are on these 4 agents. And like out of these 80% of players, like I would say 90% significantly improved after coaching. Like basically they, like some players went from bronze to radiant, like Wukujin for an example. He was main, I coached him on Jet, bro. Like the guy stomped the lobbies in 9 months. There's some girl that I'm coaching right now on, I don't know, like Omen and Raze actually. She went from Diamond to Immortal 1 in just 1 month. 1 month. And she was maining fucking Sage and Killjoy for over a year. 1 year maining Sage and Killjoy and being Hearthstone Diamond. And just after 2 months of Omen coaching and Raze coaching, my girl destroying Immortal lobbies. Why did I put her on Omen and Raze? Because the girl is a mechanical demon. Like I've never seen a better... No, okay, I'm kind of lying. She's not that good. Like she's not Demon 1, but she is far above, like, you know, average like low Immortal player. Why put yourself on Sage and Killjoy, you know, sitting behind with the heal and slow orbs? Brother, game changer potential, man. Fuck playing the agent. Like, whoever tells you that agent is not a problem, he's lying to you. Like different agents improve different skill sets of you as a player. That's why I love Valorant, and that's why I'm coaching in Valorant. Like in CSGO, I will never do coaching again because it's kind of pointless. It's like, you know, not beneficial at all. I cannot have a 1 month coaching in CSGO, but in Valorant, because of, you know, different abilities, different environments, different scenarios that you need to learn, like, is the funniest shit ever, basically. Like I never enjoyed coaching players more than in this game. Other than that, okay, fine tracker. Like literally, I have nothing to add to it. I was at a 1.3 KD and I'm only at 1.1 KD. I'm currently banned for 2. Well, why did you get banned, man? Like, bro, stop being toxic, man. Stop being toxic. Maybe that is the reason you're losing the matches. My dude, toxic tan. Tell that to Yoru locking Lothar, who says agent doesn't matter. I firmly believe if I do, like, for example, Gosu Peak. If I coach Gosu Peak on something more aggressive, even though his mechanical skill is not good enough, if I coach Gosu Peak for 2 or 3 months on Omen and Jet, that guy is going to be consistently in Immortal 3 lobbies, even with fucking Cypher. He says that his mechanics are shit, but even better, outplays are there. Lothar, give me like, I don't know, 4 months with Lothar, he's gonna be radiant like on some other character. Like literally, you know, you need to find the agent that suits your playstyle and that can teach you something in the game, and that can develop, like, you can. The thing that Valorant players don't do enough is getting themselves outside of the comfort zone. That is one of the secondary reasons why I started this unranked to Immortal series with every agent, because I feel that I'm lacking. I'm kind of falling back, like in terms of different setups, strategies, and tactics that I can develop with my main characters, and I feel that I need to do the series on Killjoy, on Cypher, and I think the Cypher and Killjoy can be extremely beneficial for me to reach rank 1, like in Europe, because I never truly main these agents, even though I know every fucking setup that exists. Like I'm missing execution, and one of the best ways to reset yourself mentally in the game and to regain the confidence to grind, and also like the willpower to grind, is doing this type of challenges, series, getting out of the comfort zone, picking new characters left and right, etc, etc. Now, let's see what he does on Breezeroni, man. Reyna on Breeze. First round. Hello, guys.
Can you kiss me?
Yeah.
Bro, I cannot believe that we're playing in a Diamond 1 elo and both teams have Omen. I mean, I, as an, you know, Omen and Jet main, I would never play Omen as a main controller on Breeze. Like on Breeze, you need to have Viper and that's it. You cannot even play Harbor in solo queue as a main controller on this map. Like Viper is so powerful. It's a meta pick and there's nothing to do about it. Like if you don't have a Viper, your chances of winning the Breeze game are already like 20 to 30% lower, essentially. I cannot be. They actually have a Viper and Omen. An enemy team has Omen. What the fuck, man? Okay. Listen. On Breeze, your default bomb site, on both attack and defense, is the B site. Now, what is a default bomb site? Default bomb site is the site that you prioritize defending and prioritize pushing when you have no idea what you want to do next and when you have no idea what enemies are going to do. It's simply easier to execute the site, harder to retake it, and essentially that's it. On this map, mid control is very important, and especially when you're pushing towards the A site, most of the times you need to push with some kind of a split. Like these days, doing a 5-man push only through the A main is usually a suicide. The reason for that is like it's easier to defend the choke point. It's very easy to spam, you know, players through the wall and just take 3 kills essentially. And if you already plan on pushing the A site, it needs to be some kind of a split. You can start your games, you know, like trying to push S5. You know, in the first round, hey guys, let's go 5B, let's go 5A. But later on, from the round 3 or 4, you need to start taking the mid control and basically executing A side through mid. B side, you can always push S5. It's absolutely fine. But if that is not working, you know, 5-man pushes, you need to fight for mid control. The reason for that is, you know, Tube doesn't exist anymore, and defender style players have easier time defending the A site. Now, when it comes to like first round of Breeze, how do I decide what to push in the first round? If enemies don't have a single sentinel and they don't have a Viper, so basically like there is no Viper, there is not a single, the chamber is not a sentinel, he's literally, you know, duelist. No Viper, no... bro, where are the sentinels? Killjoy, Deadlock, and Sage. So, enemies then don't have a single one of these characters and Viper. Abuse the B site in the first 3 rounds in a row. Like basically, it's easier for your teammates to push. The push is much cleaner, and there's a very limited amount of mistakes that your teammates can make when they're pushing into the B site. And also the post plant is significantly easier on B than on A site. Now, if enemies do have a Viper, but they don't have any of these characters, you can still do a 5-man push onto the B in the first round. But from the first round, you want to decide, like, based on where Viper is playing and what Viper is doing, whether you should continue going B or you should switch your focus somewhere else. If enemies have Viper plus some of these sentinels right here, splitting A is the best idea. I'm basically doing a 2-3 split in the first round, and just Spike should go main, you should go doors, and that's it. Also, like when the enemies have a Viper but they don't have a single sentinel, it's okay to do a 5-man push onto the A site and just wait for the Viper shit to go down and then push in. In this case scenario, enemies don't have a single sentinel, enemies don't have a Viper. I would be abusing the B site probably the whole match on the attacker side. Now, in the first round on Breeze with Reyna, I actually recommend you to go with a Sheriff and without buying anything. Like, yes, you know, I usually am not really a huge fan of Sheriff as a weapon because it relies on your mechanical skill way too much. But to be honest, I mean, you can just delete one enemy on any range, overheal yourself, and you're basically a juggernaut pushing the site. Buying a Lear with a Ghost is also fine, just I don't know. Personally, I find more success with the Sheriff in the first round than just going for some easy body shots, finishing off enemies or one-tapping them, and healing myself, and that's it. Let's see what they do.
There.
Actually, let's first get into Brizeroni, man. Mixwell? What Mixwell? Coaching Mixwell. Mixwell is washed up pro, bro. Still a good player. Drasimov Sui, man. Yoru is the best agent. Yoru is really fun. I cannot wait to do the Yoru to Immortalius series. Yoru is gonna be sehr gut. Sehr gut. Hola, Charlatan. Hola, Dio Zur.
This won't take long. My ult's ready.
Okay, they're pushing A side. We're on the attacker side.
Seconds left.
Let's go.
Much of this world hurt me. It's
Oh yeah, this Sheriff is so good, man. Listen to this. Love it, man. Love it. Okay. You love it, huh?
Love it.
Ooh! What the fucking flipping shit did I see there?
Yeah, cool story.
Oh yo 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 yo.
They love the sun, bro.
Listen, every single FPS game, every single video game that you play, always play that game in the full screen mode. Window full screen and window mode, absolutely dog shit, and don't do that. Second tip, NVIDIA Reflex low latency, always put it on plus boost.
Love it.
Third tip, multi-threaded rendering should always be on. Anti-aliasing, keep it on none. Anisotropy filtering 8x, improve clarity on. Experimental sharpening on. And when it comes to bloom, I just keep it on because skins look better, but you don't need to do that because bloom is a bit of a competitive disadvantage because also the abilities of the enemies and your teammates are kind of bloomy and essentially like they obstruct your vision. It's not that significant, like just skins look better. So please do this. Like your settings are absolutely terrible, man. Just these settings can add, you know, FPS drops and a lot of input lag for you.
We're gonna smoke and we're gonna
My dude changed this. I mean, he's listening to me, man.
I'm gonna spike.
I wonder how much FPS and how much input lag he actually has with his stupid settings.
Alright, now you do.
Okay, good kill.
Right, you.
Good kill there, good kill.
reloading. Still in sight.
Good Lear.
But why are you pushing without my dog, guys?
What the fuck is my G doing, huh? Listen, Diamond Ascendant and low Immortal Elo is something that I call babysitting Elo. So basically from Diamond 1 to Immortal 2, not only that you need to have a very solid strategies and tactics to follow, a very strong idea how you want to play a certain map, and what you want to do in a specific match. But also you need to 24/7 keep your eyes on the minimap and observe what your teammates are doing. Like if your teammates are committed to the push and they're pushing into the site right now, there is no going back. Like especially if the spike is going there. Like right now, Harbor did a wall, 2 of your allies in front of you, you are overhealed with 23 additional shield, done. Like essentially, you know, deal is sealed. Like you open the site, you have a numbers advantage, some numbers advantage, like 5v3. Everything that you do, anything else that you do, except pushing with your teammates, is a wrong game decision here. Because it doesn't make any sense. We made a numbers advantage, we can plant the spike, play the safe post plant, refrag our teammates at any moment of time if they go for some stupid peek and win the round. simply on the numbers advantage. Like, what? Why are we going back?
But why you pushing without my dog, guys?
If I sub on Twitch, are all the channels to get access to the permanent or for the subscription length?
Well, next.
I'm looking mid.
Spike down.
Ma, what the fuck? My dude said right now, I'm lurking mid. What are you, like, lurking is when you start the round and you're trying to, you know, like, what is going on? How do you, how is this a good game decision? Like, especially in the first round. The number one rule of the first round is number one. We want to fight together and not alone. We want to play on the retake potential, refrag potential, and fighting together with our allies. Number three, in the first round, on the attacker side, we always want to do a 5-man push towards one specific objective. We don't want to lurk, we don't want to flank, we want to overwhelm the enemies with the numbers and with more utility that we have during that first round. Like, Mamma mia! What's going on?
By door, double door.
Wait, I killed it.
He's one tap. One tap by door.
Oh, this can be
I
terrible.
hit him fucking
No,
100.
Simon's about, he's close.
Fuck. Team headshot.
He's by the wood, by the log pile.
Bro, come on.
Just one
player
tap,
Why
guys.
did
Just
you
hit
flash?
Yo, man. Listen,
He's close.
this is a very...
Team headshot.
He's by the wood,
Mm-hmm. Okay,
by the log
okay,
pile.
okay,
Bro, come
okay.
Just one
Okay.
tap,
Why
guys.
did
Just
you
hit
flash
him
me?
in the
Why
body.
did you
One
flash?
tap.
Be hard.
I'll see if you're gonna repeat this mistake again, and then I'm gonna speak about this problem later. my dude is changing the settings, crosshair every round. Like, bro, stop the ADHD, man.
Alright.
Listen, like, no, on Breeze, if you win the first round, like, on this map, as an anti-eco weapon, you simply can't play Spectre. It's just shit. On this map, Stinger, Spectre, Bucky, Judge, RS, Odin, they don't exist for you. Like, shit weapons. Like, as a primary anti-eco weapon, you should either pick Guardian, Bulldog, Marshal, or Sheriff. Like, everything else is out of reach, essentially. My personally favorite pick is if I survive the first round with a Sheriff, I'm just gonna play Sheriff. And if I don't survive the first round, then you can go with the Guardian, you can go with the Bulldog, you can go with the Marshal. I don't know, I pick up the Marshal because, you know, enemies are gonna be without the shield. Just go for the body shots, that's it. And then in a third bonus round, you know, you still have a chance to one-tap the enemies and just delete them from the existence.
Without him, okay, guys?
But buying the Spectre on this map is really like no bueno, man. Too much long-range corridors, too many long-range corridors, medium-range gunfights. Like, in a bonus round, this weapon is shit. And in our anti-eco round, our focus is to stay alive and make sure that we can use our anti-eco weapon in a bonus round, so that we're preserving the economy in a proper way. He has 20 crosshairs, man. God crosshair. Oh yeah. Okay, Lear. Okay, Lear. Absolutely good. Listen, when you're playing these type of duelists, such as Phoenix, Reyna, you know, duelists that don't have the movement abilities, and duelists that essentially don't have a dive-in abilities, such as Yoru, Jet, and Raze, your pathing into the bomb sites is very important. Like, essentially, when you're pushing the B side with Reyna, your pathing cannot be like this. Like, basically, you're pushing in, doing this, and finding yourself here. Like, with Reyna and Phoenix, like, your primary focus should always be reaching some kind of a safety location where you cannot just die from enormous amount of different peaks and angles from which enemies can kill you. Especially after your flash disappears. Like in an anti-eco round, if I'm pushing the B side with Reyna, I want to use the first layer, essentially here, second layer here, and take this control as soon as possible. Or pushing here and taking this control as soon as possible. Like, you should not be finding yourself in the middle of nowhere in this position, not being able to hide from any angle or corner from which enemies can kill you at that moment of time. On Breeze, one thing that is gonna be crucial for you is learning how to isolate the angles and to be overexposed from the minimum amount of angles possible at that specific moment of time. Like, I feel that, you know, in this round, you're relying way too much on your raw mechanical skill to actually flick and, you know, reaction time to kill the enemies, and that's kind of bad. And here, like, obviously, a classic case of a Reyna player, you know, like, my dude got a kill, opened the site, his teammates are planting the spike, he's going alone backside, you know, trying to find more kills. Fuck it, bro. Play with your teammates. Like, you're playing in a diamond and elo. Like, in diamond elo, sometimes you're gonna play with gold players, with platinum players, sometimes you're gonna play with some toxic boosted Immortal 1 players. Like, you never know who the fuck your teammates, you never know how much you can trust them. Right now, if you lose your life, only God knows. Literally only God knows whether or not your teammates are going to win this round. Tuck yourself in. Make sure that you can refrag your most aggressive teammates, which should not be you. There's no reason to take more space. Enemies are eco and hull by. They're in a huge disadvantage. Save this weapon for the third round. Done. Disciplined gameplay.
Help me.
Help me.
Short range gun, bro.
Middle.
What a stupid push, man. I'm surprised, man. What a stupid push. Like, literally, you need to have you need to change your mindset in this eco and help. Like, you will see, especially when I do unranked to Immortal series, how much I'm actually. I mean, I'm not baiting my teammates, but I'm not always following their stupid plays. Like, essentially, in the postless scenarios, you need to ask yourself, what is my win condition? You know, like, is it the economy? Is it a numbers advantage? Is it some kind of a piece of utility that we can use to win the round? Such as, I don't know, like, Killjoy Ultimate or something. Like, in this scenario, our advantage is numbers and economy advantage. We don't need to push anything. As long as we're fighting around the covers and around the corners, waiting for the enemies to close the gap with us, is GG for the enemies. Like, what the fuck are enemies gonna do with a classic pistols? I mean, we don't need to wait for them to close the gap. We're just, you know, play safe around the corners and around the angles, and that's it. Done.
Range gun, bro.
Like, why do you find yourself here in the middle of nowhere? You are the one searching for the kills. It's not even the Omen. You're the one giving the Omen, like, confidence to essentially assist you. Like, you are the problem. If you're just being chilling at the backside, your Omen probably would have never went for this play, because he wouldn't have the confidence to go for this play. Even if he goes for this play, who the fuck cares? It's one teammate. Let's play with the rest of our allies. Let's close out this round in the easiest, like, the biggest importance. Like, the number one priority for you in the second round is saving those weapons that you afforded, so that in the third round you can play a bonus round and essentially have a, with that specific weapon, and have higher chances of winning that bonus round.
I've got short range gun, bro.
And not to mention that you instantly crouched in this fight. Like, that is really bad, man. Like, essentially, with a Spectre still has a huge run and gun potential. Like, with Spectre, I think especially with Spectre, crouching down is kind of unnecessary. Like, literally, like, you can just strafe left and right and navigate your bullets so easily, especially against the enemies that don't have a shield. And this crouching completely destroyed you, even though, like, you know, this push destroyed you essentially.
Middle alpha HP. That's why, bro.
And this is no, there's no why here. Why, bro? Why did we lose the round? Like, you lost the round. Like, if I was playing instead of you, I would have been chilling here, waiting to see what type of duels my teammates are gonna pick and refragging my teammates. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the kills, about ADR, about damage, about KD, about anything. I just want to win the round. I just want to win the match, be done with it, and that's it. Like when you're playing Valorant, you want to play the Valorant as your working 9 to 5 job. So you have a certain tasks that you want to complete during your gameplay, like certain things that are necessary from you. Once you complete those tasks, and you have an easy win condition, you don't give a shit anymore. You're not paid for the overtime work. You just want to win the round in the easiest fashion possible. Close it on the timer, on certain piece of utility. I don't know, like on a refrag potential, and that's it. Like, your death is the reason you lost this round. Like, you cannot trust these imbeciles, man. Like you cannot believe how many players in Valorant, especially in this elo where you're playing right now, they play on autopilot mode like 24/7. Like, they don't give a fuck anymore. Like, literally, they lost the willpower to compete, willpower to grind. They feel like shit. They're hard stuck Diamond, Immortal, and Ascendant for the last 2 years. They don't want to search for any help. They don't want to get the coaching. They don't want to improve in any way. And you need to compensate that with your big brain, with your disciplined gameplay, and to babysit these motherfuckers. Like, that is why I call, like, you know, Diamond 1 to Immortal 2 elo, it's a babysitting elo. Essentially, where you need to play the game flawlessly in terms of your discipline, and you need to correct enormous amount of mistakes of your allies, and you need to learn how to correct them. But how to correct this mistake? By staying alive and just closing out the round yourself. Done. Especially when you decide to go for these type of pushes that you went for, like, you kind of give your teammates an additional confidence to go with you. Like, I firmly believe that Omen, there is no way that he would have had confidence to go in with the Sheriff like that, unless he went for that only because of your push, nothing else.
Can we go little way?
Sure.
I'll go main slow.
Are you echoing?
Because I want the orb
Buy
to.
something.
Listen, if your teammates are buying, there is no eco for you. Like, if four of your allies, not 4, like if 3 of your teammates are buying, you always buy with them. Done. There's no debate. Like, essentially, here 4 of your teammates are full buying. You're buying a Sheriff with a heavy shield, Marshall with a heavy shield, like anything. Like, there's no eco here.
Someone come with me A so I can get the orb.
I know the fucking Spectre, man. Like who the fuck plays Spectre on Breeze, bro? Like, where the fuck did you see Spectre on Breeze, man? Like I don't, like, I'm the biggest advocate of, you know, easy to use weapons such as Stinger, Spectre, Bucky, Judge, Bulldog, I don't know, Shorty. I don't play that shit on this map, man. Like, I don't know, like, you cannot find success with this weapon on, like, how? I don't know.
And then I'll
Stinger, like, Charlatan. I run to Radiant with Stinger only. Challenge completed. Bro, like, you can't. It's fucking hard. Like, your chances of killing someone with Stinger on this map is so low.
I'll keep checking mid.
Unless you're pushing the B side. If he was pushing the B side now, it's okay.
Jet, that's very fucking useless, man. That's very fucking useless.
European lobby 100%.
Nice.
Push. He's stuck, bro.
These guys are bad dually. Give information. Give some clue, bro.
French Sky toxic, man. Why am I not surprised? Listen,
These guys are bad dually.
I mean, here he had a lot of the problems, to be honest. Like, Harbor did a really bad wall. Like, literally, this wall destroyed us this round, man. That is why I usually recommend players, you know, like, in this elo, like, go with a something that has the smokes, you know. Play the Viper, play the Jet, play the Chamber that has the escape ability, because you never know what type of a smoke you're gonna get from these boosted gorillas. Like, that Harbor wall completely destroyed this round. Like, what they should have done in this round, like, Harbor should have walled the left side, isolated the Deadlock to be alone, and then they just kill the Deadlock, pick up the gun, and that's it. But because of the wall, like, there's nothing he could have done. That's a walk stream.
These guys are bad dualists.
These guys are bad dualists.
Give some clue, bro.
Last player standing.
It's okay. We get bombed. We get bombed.
Okay.
Okay.
No, nothing better he could have done. Also, one more tip for Breeze. Listen, whenever your team is eco or halby, pressure the enemies on the B side. Especially if the enemies don't have a single sentinel, they don't have a Viper, that is your easiest win condition. Like, basically, Harbor just does the wall like this. Done. Like, we can fight for this control right here. Then after taking this control, we can easily pop flash through this smoke, close the gap with the enemies with classic pistols, stingers, sheriffs, whatever, some shit like that, and that's it. But to be honest, like, you were the only one saving the weapon there and just playing a I don't know why you're playing Stinger, bro. You know, Stinger on this map is really underpowered. Listen, man, I take it back. After this VOD review, I'm gonna give you one of my private exclusive coaching videos for Breeze. Pick up the Viper, man. Like, what the fuck am I watching, man? Like, what is this? Like, what is this wall? What is this smoke, man? Like, literally, it doesn't make any sense.
You have a spike elbow. Let them, guys.
No. You know what is even more surprising here? How the hell Harbor planted the spike there? How nobody spammed the smoke? What? This is Diamond 1, guys.
Jump. Nice.
One thing that I've noticed, like, you're rushing your shots way too much. Like, that was also very noticeable in the first round when you shot at an enemy, you know, that was not even looking at you before getting ready with your crosshair placement. And your general micro corrections and aim discipline is like 0. We need to fix that with something, like with some kind of a routine. We'll see. Like, let's keep watching.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, sorry.
It feels like he's just randomly shooting, you know, like without even thinking. He's like, fuck it, like wherever my bullets go, that's it.
Fine.
Did we learn anything? Did we learn anything from the second round? We cannot trust our teammates. We need to play this safe. Otherwise, if we die right now, Deadlock can clutch. Plus, 2 of your teammates are low HP. You're the only guy with a full HP. Please, don't throw this round. Thankfully, she doesn't have time. Exactly what I'm talking about. Bro! You need to activate your brain a bit more, like when it comes to aiming. Like, if you see an enemy that is not looking at you, take your time. Take as much time as you need to go for that fucking head. There's multiple ways of fixing this, but yeah, I'm gonna share some training with you like later on. Okay.
Ready for go
to catch
through me.
Listen, never, but never peek this angle in the way that you did. Why? Basically, when it comes to pushing the A main area of the map, the best way to push the A main area of the map is the following. Essentially, you let your teammates to push through this corridor all the way until this position. And until your teammates reach this spot, you need to hold this peak from the enemies. Enemies can easily pop flash you, fuck you up. Stun you, fuck you up. Chamber can peek with Operator, Headhunter, fuck you up. Essentially, I always start in the full buy rounds when we're pushing A. I always start my round by holding this angle for like 2 or 3 seconds. This angle or this angle. And waiting for my teammates to reach this position. Once my teammates safely reach that position, I'm picking the knife in my hands and running forward. The most stupid death that you can take on Breeze is dying from Jet with Operator that is picking you here, Chamber with Operator, KO Pop Flash, Omen Flash, Paranoia, etc, etc. Support your teammates. Hold the angle for like just 2 or 3 seconds and then push with your allies. Okay. Another thing I need to recommend you. If you're already pushing into the site, stay away from spamming the smokes and trying to hit the enemies back. So basically, this area is something that I call a spam zone. So as long as you're here, yes, you can try to return the fire onto the enemies that are spamming you through the smoke. But as soon as you end up in the death, I call this a death zone, essentially everything that is here, you cannot spam anymore. Like, it is 10 times easier for the enemies to find your head and to kill you, because this smoke is extremely close to you, than for you to find the enemies and kill them. When you're in this death zone, your primary focus is clearing this and this angle as soon as possible and searching for some safety location to hide yourself from the spam and to try to aggress the enemies, you know, as your teammates are pressuring in, like basically playing here, playing here, playing here, etc, etc. Like, you don't want to find, like, what he did here. This can cost you your life so many. That's the main problem of the A set of Breeze. Like, essentially, you know, your teammates and you will die enormous amount of times because of this random spam through the wall. The easiest way to prevent this is mid control. Like, basically, when I'm playing Viper on Breeze, unfortunately you didn't have a lot of the chances to see me play Viper on Breeze, but I'm really focused on telling my teammates, hey guys, we need to split the A site. Like, A site, especially now since the tube area of the map doesn't exist, you need to take the mid control. Like, basically, with Viper, you're doing a poison cloud lineup here, using the wall like this, and that's it. 2 players are coming through here, 3 players are coming through here, and that's how you win the rounds on the A side. Very fucking easy. You know, your Viper can also start by doing the Molotov at the doors, just to prevent the enemies from peeking there. Done. You drop your poison cloud before you open the wall, check the back, check your anal cavity, and then push into the site. Like it is kind of a necessity now to do the splits on the A side because the tube doesn't exist anymore. One is guy backside.
I can flash out jet.
Nobody was good.
One window.
Overly left.
Charlatan says Sunset is the worst man, but personally I think Breeze is the worst, but he is the Radiant. Sunset is worse only because we are, you know, potato patata, man, like literally. Both maps feel terrible in solo queue, man. Both maps feel terrible in ranked solo queue. Like, I feel that when I'm playing those two maps, you know, that match is inevitable.
Fucking somebody.
Guys, no one checked it for real.
My territory, my room. I have them now.
Help, help.
Both on me. Both on yellow.
Neon close, careful. I told you.
Last player
Bro.
standing.
Okay, let's...
Both on yellow.
First of all, may I ask why you didn't help your teammate escape this shit? That is the first question.
I have them now.
Like here, you should have spammed this cocoon, try to destroy it, and use your harbor as a bait to fight the enemies at the back of the yellow. Second thing, with Reyna, whenever you have the ultimate, use it. If you're in some kind of a clutch scenario, post-plan scenario, you know you're gonna fight the enemies. Unless you have some kind of an economy advantage or some kind of a numbers advantage, use the ultimate. It's only 6 ultimate points. It will always come in handy, and it's always gonna be useful for you. I mean, you can build it up in just 2 rounds, essentially. Third of all, let's look at this.
Both on me. Both on yellow.
Neon close,
Let's look at this.
careful.
Once again, like a lot of times during your Breeze gameplay, you're fighting the enemies in open areas of the map. Most of the times for no reason. On Breeze, the not number one, but one of the main things that you need to master is smart positioning and safe positioning. Like, there's way too many, you know, 90-degree angles, 180 positions where you can end up in a crossfire, and you're not... It is humanly impossible to react on all of these angles. Here, after you killed this deadlock, you should have just used the dismiss to go back into the main area of the map and play the postman from A main. Spike is planted for you. Sky probably has like maybe 1 or 2 pop flashes. That is your win condition. Like, stop seeing the blood. Like, don't focus yourself on the kills. Focus your brain more on the win conditions. Ask yourself consistently, how can I win this round in the easiest way possible without even fighting the enemies, if that is possible. Like, that is how you want to think in Valorant. Like, how can I win my match? By picking the least amount of fights as possible. That's how I play the game, essentially. And that's how I found so much success in this game, like in the last 3.5 years.
Last player
Yeah, neon
standing.
close.
But he's gonna spray it, so be careful.
Nice bait.
It's sold out.
Yeah. One extremely stupid shit that is happening in this game as well is like, guys, listen. Whenever enemies don't have a sentinel on this map, push B. Test the enemies on B like as much as possible, and B is usually like, he's making 2 mistakes. First mistake, when you're pushing A side, you need to split. It's kind of like a condition. The only time when you should not split is if enemies are eco and hull buy, and you're playing a full buy round. And the second mistake is like not abusing B side enough. Bro, they don't have a Viper. They don't have a Sentinel. I mean, Deadlock is not a fucking set. Like, yes, they have a Deadlock, but she's nothing. She's like dust, basically, the worst agent in the game. Like I only consider like we only have 3 Sentinels in the game. We have the Killjoy, Sage, and Cypher. Listen, this is also terrible. Okay, whenever you're engaging the enemies on Breeze, in the mid area of the map, and you want to jump up here, you always want to jump by doing a jump crouch. Like you were just spamming the space like this and like this, but the problem of doing this is that enemies see your skull as you do this. And you give them the time to aim at you and to kill you. So here, crouch, jump, and then on this position, crouch jump with a crosshair ready, either there or there. You can use a smart ping, and then doing this. Bam. Bam. You are in a control of that fight. You cannot just jump. You're not ready for a fight at all. And you're gambling on whether or not enemies actually saw you. And you're gambling, you know, on enemies' reaction time and precision. Stupid. Like, the only time when you should be jumping here is if you want to, you know, gather maybe the information about the enemies. Like, is anyone on tower? Like this. You can also do the silent crouch jump here to reveal the enemies. Is Deadlock worse than Reyna? By far. Deadlock is the number one worst agent in the game. Like, literally, nothing compares to Deadlock. Sorry guys, like, maybe I seem a bit angry, but I'm just tired, man. Like, I just played ISO to Immortal, like, I played a lot of matches, man. I played 8 matches today, right? Jesus Christ, bro.
No, don't.
Anything that will annoy you.
This pushing aiming is really dangerous, man. I cannot believe that our Diamond Jet just wasted 2 smokes to push aim and area of the map. Am I living in a parallel universe? And also, I highly recommend you. One of the solutions for these aim pushes is like, if your 5-man push is already not working, or your push primarily through the aim area of the map is not working, solution is splitting. Like, this map is still the map where lurking and flanking is very rewarded, and where splitting the A set is kind of mandatory. I don't know how to tell you this in an easier way, but you need to fucking split the A set. Which means that most of the times when you're pushing A, you need to have three teammates on mid. And usually, I would prefer if I was one of the teammates pushing through mid, because they're usually going to be the first contact for the enemies. And on mid area of the map, your teammates can make so many mistakes. Only God, Jesus Christ, Buddha, I don't know, Allah, any of these, you know, sentient beings, like, only they know what the Omen and Sky are gonna do at this moment of time. If they die on mid, we are fucked in the aim area of the map. Especially pushing against the Deadlock that is essentially on the side 100%.
Wow, that shield.
Look at the shield, guys. Shield going out. Shukriya.
Wow, that shield. So weird.
You know, beside your game decisions on a macro level, you know, like how you play the map, how you support your teammates, I have a huge problems with your gameplay when it comes to your micro level of gameplay. Like, essentially, your positioning, the duels that you're taking, not taking enough time to fight the enemies is horrendous. Like, you need to start to actually think about more about your positioning and how you want to take the duels with the enemies. Like, here, look at this. Like, Neon is stuck there. Spam her a bit. You know, like, Jet is right behind her, behind you. Like, do a burst fire to the box. Maybe you find her head, kill her. After one burst fire, place your crosshair here, get ready for some wide peek, and that's it. Why are we pushing like this alone? And Neon is stunning me right now, and instead of him running towards the safety to reset himself for a fight, he's gambling. Why? Why would you do that?
Shoot, that's so weird. One yellow. Alright.
Feeling sight.
Also, I've noticed that nobody in your team is shooting the deadlock wall when you're pushing in, guys. When deadlock is deploying the wall, before the wall actually deploys, it's easier to destroy the wall right here than when the wall deploys. So basically, before the wall deploys, like if you shoot at this center orb, you need significantly less bullets than when the wall deploys. Like if you see this wall here, destroy it immediately. And also one more side tip, if you're already playing Reyna, I don't know if you know this or not, but some people don't know it. If you use the Reyna dismiss, you can go through the deadlock wall, but it should be a common knowledge by now. When will Race to Immortal be posted on YouTube? During November.
Enemy kill. My ult's ready. Seek them out. Found one.
You're alone with
Here's
the
one
spike.
top mid.
Yeah.
Enemy and defender spawn.
Search for the safety.
I think it's clear.
He's terrible, man. You're a terrible, bro. You are terrible, bro. Like, essentially, like, what is like? You have zero discipline in your aim and mechanical skill. Like, you are taking your shots without even trying to track the enemies and without even trying to flicker them. Like, give your honest opinion on new agent, bro. Don't play him, man. Are you crazy? You wanna kill yourself in game, of course, bro. Like, literally, Reyna better. Play Reyna. Listen, Venu, whoever I'm coaching right now, or doing a VOD review. We need to smooth out your aim. Like, after this VOD review, I'm gonna share with you some of my private training routines. We need to do better. Like, there's multiple ways of fixing this problem, like playing with different sensitivities in aim trainers. We can fix this problem in deathmatch, you know, by applying some discipline training. There's various different ways of fixing the problem that you have. Your micro corrections are shit, and your discipline in your aim, and that doesn't exist at all. We need to fix this problem. Like, we'll apply some solution. Like, I'll share with you some training after this VOD review. We'll see about that. Like, literally, shit. Usually I never see in the VOD reviews. In the VOD reviews, I usually never say that someone is this bad. Like, I don't know. The guy is really good with automatic weapons, and where he excels is primarily flicking and, you know, macro precision. Like, when he needs to flick to the target that is like you know, 0 to 90 degrees, he's good. He's usually very, very precise. But whenever he needs to track the target, micro correct himself with a movement and with a mouse, I run. I don't know. Can I ask you, what do you think about Chamber as an agent? Not a sentinel, because I think he is more like a duelist. Thank you so much, Domo arigato senpai. Thank you. Top 5 agents. I feel that he is really good for ranked solo queue, and I oftentimes like I put a lot of players on Chamber when I'm coaching them. Like, in the last 2-3 years, like, I don't know, Chamber got 2 years ago, like, right, 2.5 into Valorant. Yeah, top 5. Especially after the recent buffs, like I put Chamber back into the A tier. Currently, like my top 5 picks for ranked solo queue are Omen, Jett, Raze, Chamber, and Phoenix. Don't get me wrong. There are also some other amazing agents, depending in which elo you play and depending, you know, what type of a playstyle you have as a player. Like Breach is good, like Gecko is good, Sky is good. Cypher and Killjoy can be amazing in certain elos and certain maps. Like just these 5 agents are like generally proven agents to be extremely good for solo queue players to see some fast improvements. Call it like that.
Know the drill.
Once.
Phoenix, when did you start suggesting Phoenix? The more Valorant nerfs certain agents, other agents get upper, you know? Like Jett and Reyes got nerfed so much that to some players I would just recommend playing Phoenix over Jett and Reyes. Phoenix was always my A tier pick. I'll like from close beta I put the Phoenix in A tier. He's good agents. Why is he good? Because of the wall. Like he can execute the bomb sites in a very similar fashion as Jett and Omen, just in his own, you know, way. Okay, now let's focus on this. Listen, even though with Reyna, we obviously don't have any high-level 300 IQ outplays and strategies. With this little utility usage that we have, you need to master doing better leers. Essentially, the leer should almost never, no, actually, it should never be at your head level. Like you're just giving easier time for me to shoot the leer and kill you in the head. And essentially, that's it. Like there are, generally speaking, 2 rules that you want to follow with the leers. If you're clearing the main areas of the maps, so for example, we are pushing the B site. You want to do the leer high in the air, not too high, but not too low. So basically, 1 player height above you. So if this is the player, do the leer somewhere here, essentially. And you want to do the leer as deep as possible to the choke point, so that as many as possible different angles are affected by that leer. Like if you do a leer here, like this, like you did, these guys are not flashed. But if you do a leer like this, here, these guys are fully flashed. And we can combine 2 leers to pressure them even more into the site. Second rule is if you're fighting enemies in an open area of the map, of course the leer should always be in the air, and that's it. To cover as many possible different angles, and that's it. Now, if you're fighting an enemy around the cover, so basically, you know, you're here, and one enemy is, let's say, there. You always want to do the leer in the completely opposite direction from which you're fighting the enemy, and picking the enemy from the opposite angle. Or at least putting the leer as far away as possible from you in the ground, like this, and then picking the enemy. And it is always better when you're engaging the enemies in a 1v1 duel with a leer to put the leer down in the ground rather up in the air. Because it is 10 times easier to go for this and this, to go from top to bottom, rather than going from bot to top. Because naturally, for 90% of players in FPS games, down flicks are much easier than up flicks. Why? Probably because of, I don't know, like our anatomy as human beings. Like it's easier to pull the objects towards ourselves essentially, and then we have more precision as the object is closer to us. In this scenario, mouse is the main object, and the second reason can be like, you know, we're kind of adjusted to like spraying downwards. Like we're consistently pulling our mouse down in majority of case scenarios. Thus the downwards movement is always going to feel smoother and more precise for you rather than doing some up flicks left and right. That's why a lot of times, you know, whatever, like I'm not going to explain that, but you get the idea. So what is the problem of this layer that you did here? It's not deep enough, number one, and number two, the height is like kind of fucked up.
You wanna do this? Just
Maybe because of the mouse placement. Isn't it usually more close to the corner of the mousepad? Depends how big is your mousepad. Like mine is covering the whole table, you know. Okay, now I need to speak about this aggression in this specific round. In this specific round, the aggression that you're doing is absolutely fine. Because we have a numbers disadvantage. Enemies have the Sova ultimate, Neon ultimate, and enemies can butt fuck you quite good right now on the site. So this aggression that you're doing is absolutely fine. Plus you have the Empress ultimate, so you can easily get a pick and get the fuck out. So that is why I'm not trash talking you here that you're pushing the enemies, and this is an optimal call. Like, you know, if your number's down in a post plant, like usually you want to even out this advantage and even make maybe some kind of a numbers advantage for yourself.
But help!
But help! But now, since the tables have turned, and you're 3 versus 3, even though you have the Empress, you're not invincible. You know, like invincible. And you're in an extremely fucked up position to fuck the enemies. To fight the enemies. Essentially, after your teammates isolated the numbers, and now we are even 3v3, you get the fuck out, you take the knife out, bunny hop back to the site, don't even fight the enemies. Like, you need, like, that is the problem in this elo. Like, you consistently need to make the game decisions on spot based on what your teammates are doing, based on the numbers, based on economy, based on the post plant, and that is why Valorant is the game of scenarios. Like, and that's why when you get the coaching with me, any coaching program, like it can be a single coaching, 1 month coaching, like coaching never ends. Like basically I'm offering a lifetime support, 24/7 support to every single player that I coach. Because the more you learn how to play different individual scenarios, this overall puzzle makes so much more sense for you in the long run. Doing one coaching session in Valorant is nothing, like whatever, waste of money and time. But staying there for the player for a longer period of time, I found that very beneficial. I mean, for the players, not for me. I'm mentally dying.
Last player standing.
And I'm not even gonna mention, how bad this one and done position is if the enemies are pushing through the CT. Like literally, you could not have chosen the worst angle at this moment of time.
Keep it together.
No, we're not gonna put. We're faking the B, and our harbor is going alone. We're faking the A, and our harbor is going B alone with a spike. Okay, I mean this might work because, to be honest, throughout this whole match, enemies were really fast on their rotations, and there is a huge chance that this works. But, bro, you know, putting spike alone towards B, that's really fucking risky. Like, whenever you're faking something, you know, there needs to be at least one player with a spike carrier, number one. Number two, I would usually like to play with a spike carrier and not to fake. Why? Because, like, if my spike dies, you know, my faking is kind of pointless. Like, why did I die if enemies take the spike control? Why did I fake something and potentially open the site if my spike is gonna die on the opposite part of the map? Like, the only time when I'm willing to fake something is if I'm playing Omen and I have the ultimate. Like, right now, the best characters to do the fake are Skye and Omen. Just send a Skye on Omen. It's gonna be a believable fake. They have the smokes, flash. you know, everything to fake the site. Plus, the Omen has the ultimate to connect with you on the B side. This angle is not a good angle to hold the A main area of the map because it's way too common. If you're holding the A main push, always hold it from these 3 angles. Like basically, this position here, like this position here, like this, and you can also hold it like from this position here, like this. This is kind of same as if you're pushing through this position, you know, like if I'm playing operator, I'm usually pre-aiming, you know, down there. I'm not gonna be aiming like this. Oh yo, what the fuck is going on?
Smart man. Jet, you're not fucking smart man.
Oh yo.
Jet, you're not fucking smart man.
Okay.
Jet, you're not.
This is another tip for not only you but also for the rest of Valorant players. If your teammate dies and you have absolutely 0 chances of refragging your ally in less than 1 second, so your jet dashes in like this specific jet and you're not ready to refrag that jet, don't even try to do it. Like, don't force yourself and put yourself in some kind of a 50-50 fight only because your teammate died like an imbecile. In this type of scenarios, it is always better to reset yourself, reset the round, and basically ask yourself, you know, what now? You know, like, should we maybe fake A, go back to B? Should we maybe pressure the enemies on mid? Should I maybe use my Leer? Or jump spot the enemies, and then potentially delete the enemies with 1 tap? I see a lot of the players like, you guys, it feels like you feel obligated to refrag that jet because she died for nothing. But it is the jet problem. Like, it's not your problem. Like, Jet is the imbecile. She made a mistake. Now we need to figure out how to correct that mistake. Instead of wide swinging this position like another imbecile, why not use the Leer? Why not jump spot the enemies and then peek them? Why not reset ourselves and go mid? The main problem of this VOD is like not abusing B set more. Like you don't understand the strengths and weaknesses of different team compositions on different maps, and you need to, you know, like dig in that YouTube knowledge and basically my coaching videos and rank playbook that you have on my Discord server a bit deeper to understand the weaknesses and strengths of certain team comps on certain maps. And the second problem is like when you're pushing A set or Breeze, you really need to do the split through mid. Like when we need some pressure on the doors, like you cannot just push through the A main area of the map.
Standing.
About that.
Think about
What the fuck? How do we have Guardian?
what's
Okay. Guardian it is.
with this. What's with this only using comms to moan at each other?
Okay.
For info.
Think about what?
About open your mic. For info.
See, that's very normal, man. I want to speak about this, but I look at the chat. Listen, crosshair placement for this angle is... I see a lot of the players like... you guys... Like, let me explain this. So, I see a lot of the players placing their crosshair when they're holding this angle like this. It sounds logical. Why? Because this box is exactly the same height as the player's model. But, so basically, you know, this is the, where, you know, where the headshot of the enemy is. But 80% of times, 80 to 90% of times, enemies are not gonna peek you like this. Because it doesn't make sense for them to peek like this unless they're peeking you with some kind of a pop flash. Like 80 to 90% of times is gonna be some kind of a jiggle peek like this, or some kind of a peek from this wall here, which means that your headshot lineup for this position is not this, it is actually this. That is why when I'm holding this angle, I'm not placing my crosshair there, I'm actually placing my crosshair here. And you will see that in every single video, in every single game that I play on Breeze. With Operator, I always put my crosshair, you know, slightly lower, going for the body shot. I'm not putting my crosshair here. It's here. With Vandal and Phantom, that is the line, and I put my crosshair basically on this line here, slightly lower. So sorry, this line here, slightly lower. So that essentially, I'm primarily waiting for that peak there, not this peak here. It sounds logical to put the crosshair up here because, you know, it's a crosshair placement lineup, but 80 to 90% of the times enemies are going to peek you from that wall there, not from this wall.
For my, for info.
Target A! Oh, is this finally a split onto the A side? I'm surprised. AI is evolving.
Come on, guys, come on. Come on, guys.
Easiest round in their lives. But there is a huge problem here. Once again, every round there is some problem. Like, yes, your teammates right now killed 2 enemies. But what type of a problem we have? We have a problem called the deadlock. Like, deadlock almost this whole match played on the A side. Not the whole match, but majority of the match. Yes, your team has killed 2 enemies, but there is a huge chance right now that someone is hiding behind the harbor wall in this location right here. One of the main rules that I give to the players that I'm coaching is never die while planting the spike, or for the spike plant, unless that is necessary. And also, always, but always check every single possible location, angle, corner where the enemies can be. Even if 10, 6, 20, 50 of your teammates are going through the choke point, so you have a 50 Sova drones scouting everywhere here, I will still check this position. Check this position, this position, this position, this position, this position before going for a spike plant or before aggressing the enemies at the back of the yellow. Prioritize safety over anything else. Never pre-assume things in a game of Valorant. The more you pre-assume, the more you're gambling. Done.
Close.
It's not deadlock, it's Sova actually. Like, oh, the Dr. Chill. Are you in this game, bro? I was just reading the chat. What the fuck? My dude was playing against another trickster, man, against our Reyna. I would have cleared you there, brother. I don't know. This is such a stupid mistake, like, guys. Can we agree to stop pre-assuming things in the game of Valorant?
Guys, check the site. Why? Why did you run away?
Gun here.
Careful of this deadlock.
Oh, yo. Omen flash.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Good try.
Okay, fine. The rest of the round is fine. So.
You're welcome.
Also,
You're welcome.
please, guys, don't be mentally ill, and you know, like this harbor. Whenever you're pushing the B main area of the map of Breeze, you need to be fully focused on clearing the B main, because one of the most common peaks and the common fights that you're gonna see on Breeze is someone is gonna peek the B main while one teammate is holding the window. Especially if the enemies have a chamber, jet, or Reyna, this is gonna occur for you quite a lot of times. So whenever you're pushing through the B main area of the map, jump spot this angle, continue forward. Or jiggle pick it properly with a proper crosshair placement and clear that position. Or use a flash to push that enemy back. If you need, but that's kind of stupid, but if you really need to do that. If your teammates are dying like potatoes from some operator or that peak. If you're peeking from the window, always jump spot, and then you're peeking with a proper crosshair placement or with some kind of a utility, etc., etc. Like, it's stupid. Like, what this guy is doing, really stupid.
Jet, side, not mid.
Still in sight.
I love the comments, man. Yeah, we are once again aggressive gorillas pushing the B side. I love it, bro. I've turned into a Russian man from this VOD. Bro, like... I love how you guys really love to complicate your games for no reason. Like, fuck it. Like, you took a backside control, you cleared the back, no one is on the site. What? Do I really need to go right now on that wall there to fight the enemies? Fuck it, bro. Like, just refrag your sky, refrag everyone, and that's it. Oh no, he's gonna push CT, brother, in a 5v3, huh? Oh yeah, it's gonna be really fun watching his teammates die from the back. Because guess what? No one is watching the back. Like, those are the type of things that you're searching for in the postman. Like, what are my teammates covering? What is my win condition? Which teammates I want to support? It, you know, should I support my most aggressive teammates or passive teammates? Like, maybe the passive teammate is a Viper with 2 lineups for the spike and I can win the round like that. Maybe my aggressive teammate is more useful because we're already in a numbers disadvantage, etc., etc. Like, Neon has the ultimate. She can use the Zap, demolish Harbor, Sky, Jet, and Omen from behind, and you're gonna be left in a 1v1 or 1v2 situation because you push the CT. Play more with your teammates, focus more on what your teammates are doing, and try to compensate their mistakes. Don't be the one, like you are exactly the type of player that I'm trying to compensate for. Like, you're exactly the type of dude that I'm trying to follow. That is doing some completely unnecessary stupid plays instead of fighting around the objective. Don't be that guy, man. Come on.
One enemy remaining.
Maybe last main.
Yep.
You were just lucky here. You were just lucky here that this Neon was not faster. This Neon is not faster on this flank. If she was any millisecond faster, your teammates would be seeing a Jesus Christ at this moment of time. Yo, 232QQ, thank you all for the Prime Gaming sub, man, and thank you for scamming Jeff Bezos. I love you to have here, man. You're not playing Valorant anymore? Bro, why? This game is amazing. The best game in the universe. What the fuck, bro? What are you playing? League of Legends? Come on, man.
What the fuck?
Ah, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Overall, attacker side was really good. I really loved his gameplay, and this is one of the best Reyna players I ever saw in VOD reviews in some parallel universe. Bro, like, first of all, maybe you should play Viper. Because considering what type of smokes you had this match, this was fucking, like, I don't know, man. Like, Harbor walls, Harbor smoke, Omens, like, I was getting a smoke cancer every single time I saw the smoke setup of your teammates. Number one. Maybe consider filling in the Viper here and there. Anyways, I saw that you found a lot of success on Breeze with Viper. Maybe Viper is the answer for you. Also, I'm gonna share with you the Breeze exclusive coaching videos, and in these videos I covered some really strong and really good Viper setups that you can use on Breeze, so you can use that as a tool to learn Viper a bit better. Second of all, I feel that instead of playing Reyna on this map, you would find much more success playing Jet or Chamber. or something that is not Reyna. Not because you're bad with Reyna, just, you know, this Jet is not doing her job. Like, you're pushing B side, Jet is mid. You wanna push A, Jet is dashing A main, dying alone. We are playing the post plant, your Jet is bridge dying alone. She was never there to open the site and execute the site. And generally on Breeze, like, you know, Reyna is not really the best executor of the bomb sites, if that makes sense. Like, Neon is far better option on this map. Like, Yoru is, even try Yoru maybe, like, for a few games, why not? Like, Jet, Reyna, you know, not really the best shit. Yes, you can flash and, you know, like, reveal the enemies and clear angles with a flash, but still, she doesn't hold the same power as Jet. I bet they're gonna get fucked from mid many times in defense now. As I said, like, two main mistakes. Mistake number one, not abusing B set more, because B site is like far easier to be like far easier for the taking when enemies don't have a real Sentinel and Viper, and A set problem is not splitting. Like, you need to take mid control, doors control, apply some pressure, and then end up on A set, or reset your round and go somewhere else. Yo, Bisco, I don't know how to read your name, but welcome.
Can I go window, bro?
Oh, let's talk about the first round on Breeze. On Breeze, in the first round, you have two options. You can either start A set or B set. No shit, Sherlock. Listen. First of all, on Breeze with Reyna, once again, I would go with the Sheriff. And essentially, like, Sheriff is far better option than Ghost. Second of all, I usually, on Breeze, would rather play retake of A site in the first round rather than playing retake of B. Because retake of B, you can either start A or site or B side. All-time Radiant coach Charlatan. Listen, because retake of B site in the first round is hell of a time. Like, basically, B site now with all of the breach changes is much easier for the much harder for the retake than A site. And majority of the rounds, first rounds on Breeze, you will see that I start in the tunnel right here, guarding the mid and elbow, providing immediate support onto the B site, and playing a fast rotation towards the A site and towards the CT, towards the A site. Like, this is my starting position with 95% of agents in Valorant, especially with Reyna. Just because with the recent changes, it's harder to push A, it's harder to play post plant on A site. Done. I will leave the A set to my teammates.
Yeah, I will check.
I'll check.
Just don't overpick, okay? Yeah.
Been out for months. Is Omen meta in Breeze now? Omen, the best character on Breeze. I recommend every single enemy in my Radiant lobbies to play Omen as a main controller. I'm even going to give them $20 to play Omen as an only controller in their team.
Just saying, man.
I don't know why you have a fetish towards the Ghost on Reyna on Breeze. Like, literally, Sheriff is far better option. You don't even need to go for the body shots. Like, just if you go for the... Pardon me, you don't need to go for the headshots. If you just go for a few body shots, you can easily finish off enemies on this map, and it's such a long range map where... I don't know why would you play Ghost. What did Deadlock do?
Smoke.
No, can somebody... like, wait. So, enemy Omen... Just to think about it. So, enemy Omen did a smoke here, and he did a smoke here. Like, explain. If anyone gives me explanation, I'm giving you battle pass of this big brain strategy. And the Sova did a dart here. He smoked the Sova dart. Bro, this guy was sabotaging you, man. Like, what the fuck?
Smoke. Full 90 on Reyna.
Ooh, very good shot.
What? One on.
Kill.
Spike planted.
On left side. Good kill. I mean, in this situation, like, there's nothing better that our protagonist can do. Like, he's doing... Enemies are doing everything for him. Like, obviously, you can, you know, tell your teammates, hey guys, enemies are pushing A a bit faster.
Full 90 on Reyna.
But he did fine.
What?
Yeah, that's fine. Overheal. He heard the guy on the left. Good kill on him. No, good positioning. Now pressuring the enemies. We need to look at the minimap, but Jet is there to save us.
One bricks. I
Good
think.
kill.
That's one
Bricks, I
inside.
think.
Player standing.
Listen, if you're in a 1v1 duel with a Reyna, and there is like you're able to additionally overheal yourself, use it, even if you're full HP. The reason for that is like when the enemies, if the enemy jiggle peeks you and he applies some damage onto you, you're gonna get healed back. Like your healing is gonna stop for a certain moment of time, but it's gonna continue after like 1 second, and you're gonna get some HP back, like maybe 10, 20, and it might be beneficial to clutch this round. But
Nice,
no,
man.
no, no,
Nice,
no,
sorry.
good run. Nothing to shit about.
No. Jet.
That's why we play Ghost in the first round with Reyna. Guys, you're try-harding too much for that battle pass. Chill. Listen. Let's not be mentally disabled persons. Okay? Enemies are eco. We won the first round. Let's save our best strategies, our playstyle, our peaks, our best positions for the rounds when enemies are full buy, and for the rounds where we are in some kind of an eco or half buy round. Okay? So what does that mean? That means that, you know, if I have a Guardian, if I win the first round, and I have a Guardian in a second round, I don't know why would you have a Guardian in a second round on defender side, because on defender side, usually better option is Marshall. You just go for the body shots, kill the enemies, be done with it. In the third round, you play the Marshall. In the fourth round, you already have the Operator. And in the fourth round, you just go pa 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 pa. Something like this. You get the point. Like, that's how I usually play Breeze, and that's how I find success on a defender side. If you win the first round, of course. Like, you win the first round, then Marshall in the third round, which is the bonus round, and then in the fourth round, you have the Operator and just demolish the enemies. Easiest thing ever. Master the Operator on Breeze, it is necessity. Especially in the lobbies below Immortal 3. Now, instead of pushing here, play passive. Like, whenever enemies are eco and halbye, on both attackers and defender side, you want to play the most boring Valorant ever. Playing the, like, just do some default execute, hold some positions that, you know, people generally hold, and try to win this round primarily on the gun advantage, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else. Don't pick the doors right now, pick the doors in the third round. Pick the doors in the fourth round with the Operator. But going for this peak and risking your life for a stupid kill. Like right now, Sova can delete you. Like Sova can one tap you with maybe he forced the Marshall. I do that a lot of times. Like when I lose the first round on the attacker side of Breeze, I'll just force up the Marshall and hold this thing. Okay, I'm not playing Omen. I'm playing what am I playing on this map anyways? Like Chamber, whatever, Chamber. I'll force up the Marshall and just hold this angle. Why? Because there's always going to be some imbecile that is going to pick me there. And unfortunately, that imbecile in this case is you. You see a lot of these relations between you and the players that I hate the most. Stop being that player. You know, like, literally, like, you need to shift your mindset and focus a bit more from getting the kills to doing the most necessary stuff to win the rounds, and to changing your playstyle based on economy, based on numbers, and based on what type of teammates you have with yourself. And to focus your gameplay more around your teammates and how they play the game, rather than just going for the kills and seeing the blood in your eyes.
Jet. Nice
My
Reyna.
ult's ready.
Thanks God that's always piece of shit garbage.
Mid.
Sure.
Going to be out for open, I think.
I'm waiting for a reaction. I know. By the way, somehow, like, magically, the Sova from this game is in our chat, actually. Like, is Dr. Chill. I bought a Sheriff. Usually you want to buy the Marshal, actually. Like, if you already want to force up a bit in a second round on the attacker side, go with the Marshal. Like, there's always going to be someone peeking your A main or mid. You can easily just, you know, cut off their head and make the numbers advantage and try to win the round like that. I don't like forcing the Sheriff in the second round on this map. It's a very long range map. Like, sometimes also with the Marshal you can go for 2 body shots, you know, if you jiggle pick the enemies and just destroy the enemies like that. By the way, guys, I need to piss. Just a second. You know what that means?
I'm taking you to some special places. Bro, my stream, the most unpredictable stream ever, literally. Like, you never know what you're gonna get from this guy, man. Oh, my girlfriend is still here. Interesting. You have a work tomorrow, bro. Okay, now, listen, guys. Breeze is something that we call a slow rotation map. What does that mean? That means that on the Breeze, you want to rotate. Once your teammates start dying, or once you lose some significant area of the map on that specific map, basically on defender's side. So on defender's side, first of all, you know, you want to play a semi-aggressive playstyle, and it's totally fine to go for some solo plays, as the play that our Reyna protagonist went for. So basically, that Reyna went for a solid, you know, that's what usually Reyna players do. You know, they're gonna peek the doors, peek this, peek that. Like, that's fine to do. But don't do these aggressive plays unless it is absolutely necessary. Like, for an example, you know, if enemies are eco hull by round, like, just play the boring, but, you know, just chill, man, chill, bro. And now, forcing the Guardian in the second round, it's totally fine. You know, it's a long-range weapon, very good bonus round weapon, and to be honest, in a bonus round with a Guardian, you can probably even win that round on Breeze and solo. But still, you know, on Breeze on a defender side, you really want to manage your economy in a way where you can get the operator at least in the 5th round, if possible. And to master, you know, holding some of these off angles, pixel angles, and tight angles, to just get the easy numbers advantage, and randomly picking the enemies in the A main, B main, mid, doors, elbow, getting away with the kills with the dismiss, and just shitting on the enemies. Because one of the main problems of players in this elo is essentially utility usage. Like, you could have seen on the attacker side, when they were playing on the attacker side, the smokes were terrible. Utility usage was also very poor. How they were pushing and clearing the main areas of the maps was also horrifying. And essentially, everything was, you know, down the drain, essentially. So basically, like, you know, on Brizzaroni, try to get the op, man. Try to master the op, and also wash your hands after you piss. It's kind of nasty, bro, here.
Unmatched dedication. Yes, sir.
Remaining. Spike down B. There.
Oh my god, I'm so cute.
I don't know what is the whenever I'm coaching players, they're never using the stinger, like, literally, like, you know, 80% of players that I've coached, like, they stay away from that weapon. But in this specific VOD, on Breeze, players are using the Stinger as a secondary, as an anti-eco weapon. Like, what?
Reloading. On my way.
Cover going out.
Totally fine. This is the same problem that we discussed already on the attacker side, and I'll speak about your mechanical problems privately with you, and I'm gonna give you some training routine for all of this shit. Like you don't, I don't know, man. Like whenever you need to take your time for the shots, and whenever like discipline is important. Like discipline is the, like, how would I describe your gameplay? Undisciplined gameplay in every fucking term possible. Positioning, decision making, shooting techniques. Like you're rushing things out way too much. Now, another thing that I need to tell you. If you're already starting the round on so basically you're playing defender side of Breeze at the back of the A side, and you decide to play here, and then you spam the enemies a bit. Like your secondary position should always be back of the yellow. Fuck the site. Like from this position you can easily basically snipe the enemies that are pushing there, because usually they won't expect you playing on this off angle, and especially if the enemies don't have a Viper in their team, this is one of the best off angles that you can hold to fuck up the enemies. And anyways, you know, as the enemies are pushing in, you can just snipe them there, you know, enemies flash you, drop down here, and now from this position we can maybe go for some kind of a pop flash, bop 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 bop, and oh the story. Especially when I'm playing Guardian, like with the Guardian, I'm really focused on extending the range with the enemies as much as possible, and just relying on this one tap to delete the enemies.
No way.
I mean, in this specific match, if our Reyna protagonist doesn't buy like operator, I don't know what he's doing. Like they have Omen, bro. How the fuck are they gonna push the site, you know, like without Viper and without KO, without some proper utility, bro, against the operator. And also, I heavily recommend you. I heavily recommend you. If you're already playing Reyna, and you have the ultimate, for an example, be a bit more aggressive with Reyna. In the rounds where you are full buy and enemies are full buy as well. Like those are exactly the rounds where you want to go a bit more aggro. Like try to take more space in at the, you know, elbow. Maybe jump spot the enemies in aim in and slowly digress yourself through different positions. Like one of the best angles that you can essentially hold is obviously this off angle here to destroy the enemies there. And with the Reyna, you know, you can just easily go for some headshot, dismiss yourself, get the fuck out. Like also with Reyna, you can play all of these one and done angles, especially, you know, since we could have noticed from the previous rounds that enemy Sova is not really using a drone to push into the site. I mean, I only saw the arrow thus far. And if you notice that enemies have a poor utility usage, like they're not using some piece of their recon utility, some flash or some shit like that, abuse that.
Info.
Mid.
There.
I mean, listen. Whenever you are in a fight, whenever you're in a fight with an enemy, you need to ask yourself, who the fuck am I fighting at that moment of time? If I see the Sova in the A main area of the map, and I'm stuck, you know, step bro, in this position, I need to play like, I need to get the fuck out as soon as possible. Like, Sova is gonna pump 2 arrows in my anal cavity right now, and, you know, I'll need a doctor. So essentially, right now, you know, I will be using the Lear, getting behind the A site and repositioning myself.
Yeah. Oh.
Thanks God, our Sova doesn't have hands.
Shit, Jet,
Spike planted.
What was that language, man? I need to listen to that again.
shit, Jet,
One in their spawn still. Ram.
Bruh.
What the fuck am I reading in chat, man? Like,
Last player standing.
okay, another thing that we need to talk about. What is another thing that Diamond, Ascendant, and Immortal players are missing, and especially Reyna players? They never fucking save. Some rounds are beyond winning. Like, essentially here, I have the full shield, I have the Phantom. I don't know why you're playing Phantom on Breeze. Like, Vandal is... this is the only map where there is no debate. Vandal is just better and you need to play Vandal. But whatever. Maybe you got it from some dead enemy. Essentially, so you cannot win every round in Valorant. If you already don't have a good economy, you have only 1,150 credits. You have a Phantom. You have full shield as well, right here. Save it. Fuck it. You know, try to win the next round for your team. Try to make some numbers. Try to take some space control. And that's it. Like, you cannot win every round in Valorant. You cannot win every match in Valorant. Saving is something that Valorant players are not doing at all, from my experience. Get the fuck out. No more fighting. Done. Save the shield.
Ram.
But Dr. Chili is there to catch you off guard, huh?
Sova's a fuck.
I don't know why he's playing Phantom on... I mean, it's okay. You can play whatever you want, to be honest. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, just on Breeze, there's so many of these long-range corridors that essentially, you know, it's really hard to utilize the Phantom to the full potential.
Nice one, come in.
Peak is okay. You know, I have more... It's okay. The play for which they went, it's fine. You know, I'll give it like 8 out of 10 points. Something that you can do.
Nice one, come in.
It's okay. I'm lucky I'm bad. You're good, man.
Spray time.
Ajo, ich aber man safe kein Deutscher. Häng mit vielen Arabs. 1 zu 1, 1 zu 1, die reden so. Ja.
Door pick.
Ja.
Fucking jet picking.
Spreche
Oh, there he is.
Deutschland. Ja. My brain is melting, man.
Yeah.
Today. And every day.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
125. Double door.
You can't actually do that.
Spike planted.
She's low.
Last player standing.
This round was very unfortunate, man. Like I have no like nothing to give you here, like as an advice. You needed to go to heal yourself. Maybe it was a bit too risky. because your teammates are gonna get overwhelmed on site and fucked up, but ultimately, like, you know, there's nothing better you could have done this round. Unlucky. Nicht schlecht, papito.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. I just don't understand, you know, this specific. You know, in this specific scenario, buying a stinger is fine because we're doing an aggressive play in the B main area of the map, and we have the proper distance to use the stinger. If the enemies are pushing B, it's a bit of a gamble, but you know, in an eco halberd round, it's fine. The only thing I don't understand is like smoke of Omen. I mean, if Omen already gave you this smoke, I would have used it for some aggressive. For some aggressive play. Like I don't know. Right now with the stinger, I'll just play in the smoke, go for some aggro peek, and that's it.
Reyna low.
You wasted enormous amount of time here. Like I don't know. If your teammates are already distracting the enemies in the B main, there's already a lot of shit happening on the map. Use that timing. Try to surprise them. Anyways, it is an eco halberd round. Like if you don't find the kills right now in the B main and elbow with a stinger, God knows when you're gonna find those kills. If you're ever gonna find those kills. Like basically, in every like whenever you're playing like eco rounds and halberd rounds in Valorant, as soon as you find the smallest potential to get a kill, use that potential. And basically, you will always see when I play in a rounds with a stinger, with a shorty, like one of my primary focuses is trading myself for as many kills as possible before my teammates actually fall down. Like those are the only rounds where I don't value my life that much, and I'm willing to trade it for as many kills as possible. Like in this specific example, only because this is an eco halberd round, I would have pushed the elbow while my teammates are distracting the enemies, and while I already know that enemies are in the B main, to try to get, you know, maybe 1 or 2 kills and allow my teammates to live a happy life ever after on the B side. Do you coach any players during evenings? Like when it's evening in US, my private coaching is completely adapted to players. Like when you can have the coaching sessions, we're gonna have the coaching sessions. I coach basically the only times when I cannot coach is like 9 p.m. To like maybe 6 a.m. EST. And then I cannot, because that's too late. Too late and too early for me.
Spike down B.
Very good.
Spike down B.
This is exactly what I was talking about previously. Like, very good. Like, as soon as the Omen started planting the spike, very good that he went for the kill. Because that is maybe his only potential to get a kill with the stinger right now, especially on Breeze. Very good.
Spike down B.
Spike down B! Very good flash.
Down B.
The weapon is not shit. Like, weapon, you know, don't blame the weapon. First of all, yes, stinger is shit on Breeze. Like, you will not see me play stinger on Breeze. Like, literally on this map, I only play Sheriff, Marshal, Guardian, Bulldog, Vandal, and Operator. Like, don't blame the weapon. Don't blame the weapon. Your shit. Now, second thing, like, you are not, like, the biggest mechanical problem that you have is you're not thinking before you shoot. Like, your left click is much faster. Your left click is much faster than your wrist and arm Like you're not trying to micro correct your shots at all. Like your aim should be a split in two motions. Like you flick, you correct yourself with the wrist, and then you shoot. But you don't have that second part of correcting yourself at all. Like you flick, and then wherever the fuck my crosshair ends up, I'm gonna click that left click and that's it. There is a fix to this problem. We're gonna try to do it with some kind of a training, no worries.
Lock in sight.
Yep.
I guess we kind of give up here, huh? Casual kill on breeze, like, I mean, whenever enemies smoke you on breeze, and generally speaking, like, if the smoke is far away from you, spam it. The more things you try in Valorant, the more success you're gonna find. Like, that is the general rule that you want to follow. Okay, enemies are going back. Good 2 kills. I have nothing to shit about. Very good. Omen is 50 HP. We have numbers advantage. What do we do now? We play with the Sky. And from the elbow, together with Sky, we hold mid, we hold the elbow and B side, playing on the refrag potential, and our Omen and Harbor are playing on the A side, the refrag potential. Right. So that means that right now we are definitely not gonna isolate the enemies in some 1 versus 1 fight from behind and risk losing this round. Right? Okay, thanks God. That Sova was dropping the weapons for some reason. I don't know what Sova was doing there. Okay, Omen, see you later. He's probably on the B set already, but Sky is gonna catch him and kill him.
He's camping in spawn.
Sky killing Omen in 3, 2, 1.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, he's actually teleporting in the B main. What the fuck?
He's camping in spawn. What the...
Sova is looking for skins, man. True.
One enemy remaining.
I don't like how you don't respect the numbers. Like, that's the only you know, discipline is the problem that is fucking you up the most. Like, you need to respect the numbers a bit more, respect the economy in the game a bit more, and you'll be absolutely fine, man.
Plan.
Look at this. Did we really lose this round? Ah, bro, like... You know, you got 4 kills. You got 4 kills this round. You still lost it. This is exactly what I'm speaking about. Kills mean nothing. How many rounds you win, how many rounds you clutch, how many rounds you close out, how many easy rounds you close out, how you understand of how you should be closing out the rounds is far more important than taking the kills, man. That's why I want to put you away a bit from Reyna, because Reyna really... this is the problem with the Reyna players. They develop such an undisciplined gameplay where the only thing they see is blood. And this type of a gameplay can work up to some level. Like, for some players it is Platinum 1, Diamond 1. But usually every single Reyna player that I've coached, you know, he was at some moment of time hard stuck for more than like 8 to 9 months. And if you don't want that to happen for you, I highly recommend you to test your waters with some other options. May I ask why we use the ultimate now? Probably the misclick. This must be the misclick. Like, there's no way, man. Like, the guy used the ultimate.
On mid.
No, he's on. He took the orb. Next.
Never. Listen. Never spray the walls and smokes that are closer to you compared to the enemies. So if the smoke is here, and I'm here, and the enemy is here, it is 10 times easier for that enemy to find you behind the smoke rather than you finding the enemy's head. Because you're much closer to that smoke, meaning that, you know, by tracking your bullet tracers, it is, you know, I can approximately tell where your body is. While there is absolutely no way for you to tell where my headshot is exactly at that moment of time. Especially if I just apply small micro changes to my movement, like I just move a bit left and right, it's literally impossible for you to tell where my body is exactly. While for me, it's easy for me to find your body because, you know, you can only be inside of this circle, while I can be, you know, in a lot of different angle scenarios of the map. Isn't Phantom alright for this? Yeah, but, you know, Breeze is still a long-range map. Like, God knows on Breeze, like, what type of scenario you're gonna play.
My territory, my rules.
My territory, my rules. I just wanted to say, like, whenever you know, here, like, the problem is, like, just the speed in game decision. Like, he had a proper mindset and a proper game decision here. Like, basically, when you reset yourself for a fight with Reyna, like, and if you have a Leer, you have a flash, you instantly want to go for the flash peek and, you know, that's it. Like, or to outplay the enemy somehow with a flash, you know, flashing the opposite side from the side from which you're going to peek the enemies. But his game decision was just lagging a bit, like, and that's it. Like, here, as soon as he did this, and he didn't kill the Omen, he should have just pulled out the knife, go behind the crab, behind the pyramid, tits, whatever, and then pull out the Leer and then flash again. I mean, pulling out the Leer in such an open area of the map here, while the Omen can peek from this angle, so I can peek from that position, like, that's really, you know, too risky, man. Please play Operator a bit more on the map. Like, I feel that against these type of enemies, you're gonna find enormous amount of success. Like, you need to force yourself to play Op, especially if you wanna play Duelist on this map. Like, neither you nor Jet are playing the Op. And neither the enemies play the Op, to be honest, that much. I think the Jet played a few rounds. Oh, I know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. This is like, I mean, I don't know what they're doing, but this would be my prediction. Like, because this happened already in one of the previous rounds. Like, that's why you always want to keep the track, especially when you're playing on the defender side. What is the usual playstyle of the enemies and how they love to play the game. Right now, because we only heard one set of the footsteps and we only saw the Sova dart, probably there's only Sova in A main area of the map. And the rest of the team is basically around the B set and B main area of the map. So there's a high chance that Sova, again, is trying to sell some kind of a fake on A site, while the rest of the team is working up like elbow, mid, and B main area of the map. I wouldn't even focus on that Sova. Like, he's probably alone and just chilling there. Like, he can't do shit. Like, I would just leave the Omen and Sova, and I would fully focus on the mid doors because, you know, I can get butt fucked and enemies are probably there. Yeah, they faked. Like, players, the number one thing that players in solo queue are missing is adaptiveness. And if you put 5% of your brain power into reading the patterns and how players love to push or how they love to play on macro or micro level, you'll be able to read them like 80% of the times, basically.
Taking all B.
Ooh, we heard the ropes as well. Maybe Sova is gonna drop right now on our head. Sova is still there. Yep.
Spike planted.
Okay.
One enemy remaining.
Predictable. Flash, flash, flash.
Yeah, flat.
Okay.
Sure.
Hi! I'm pissed!
Hey, B, yeah. Why did you go elbow?
Cutting their vision. Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Backside, backside.
Cutting their vision.
Mano,
This is probably the best round I've seen from him, to be honest. Not mechanically, just decision making wise. Very, very good round. I like it a lot. I actually enjoyed watching this round. Sorry guys, that's why I was not speaking any.
I saw.
Same round, same shit. Like, what's Sova doing? Like, what's happening here? It's not the same round. That's actually Neon footsteps, and Sova is doing the darts, so they're pushing A site. This is A push 100%. Like, go A, bro. By the way, without any saying, like, his map awareness, game awareness, and game knowledge as a player is also extremely low. Which, thankfully, there is a fix for everything in Valorant. For any problem, no matter how big or how small of a problem it is, like, I'll give you some kind of a training for all of this.
Spike planted.
But in this type of scenarios, especially when you already know that your teammates are not capable of holding their own ground when defending the bomb sites, you always want to prioritize rotating as fast as possible to your teammates instead of lurking and flanking. Like, lurking and flanking is only useful when you know for a fact that your teammates can hold their own, you know, they can survive on the site before you complete a lurk and flank, or if you basically, you know, if nothing else is working for you, yeah, you know, maybe you can try to lurk and flank some rounds and that's it.
My territory, my rules!
Holy shit.
Last player.
My territory, my rules!
Bro, what the fuck? That almost hit him.
Last player standing.
Okay, overall, actually interesting VOD review, considering it was a Reyna VOD review. I had a lot of fun, to be honest, doing it. I'll discuss some topics with you through the private messages because, bro, I spent 2 hours and 20 minutes reviewing this shit. I'll talk with you through the DMs to give you some solutions and some like tips and some training plan and program. There's a lot of things that you can fix, and we'll talk about it privately. That's it for this VOD review. I think that you know, I kind of like covered a lot of different topics, gave you a lot of different tips and tricks and solutions for Breeze, so you know, you should have a better idea of how to play this map. Love you all. Subscribe, leave a like, all of that good stuff. See ya in the next VOD review. Mwah!